Now, obviously, veterans aren't just going out to be 100% just because, hey, I want the financial gain. It's like, no, I've really dealt with some things from service, and I really feel like I should be compensated at the maximum amount possible. Now, however, there's various different possibilities of becoming 100% disabled. Now, can you talk to us about the different ways that a veteran can be considered 100% disabled based on the VA classification?
Yes, fantastic. So when we're talking about being able to receive 100% disability, right? Veterans, again, they have so many different injuries. Recording these injuries and possible stacking these injuries is going to possibly get you to that current state of 100% disability. But obviously, we're also fighting against VA math, right? That's one aspect, and that's going in a schedular sense. And what that means is basically it's based upon all the conditions that you're service connected for. It equates in regards to the VA math terms to get you to 100%. Please watch our video in regards to VA math. You'll know we can provide you a little bit more in regards to that. But when we're talking about 100% disability, there's so many different ways. There's going to be a straight schedular, permanent and total, where you reached it based upon your conditions that you're service connected for. There are, again, when we talk about TDIU, right? Total disability, individual unemployability, right? IU, where your service connected disabilities meet the criteria for IU and it has marginalized your gainful employment. So now you cannot be gainfully employed at the level you once were because of your service-connected disabilities. And then we have aspects of a temporary 100%. Whether if it's paragraph 28, whether if it's paragraph 29, whether if it's paragraph 30. There's many components on how to get to 100%. But that developmental action strategy needs to be put in place. And understanding that you could be able to garner some of the information that's needed here in these ebooks here.
Absolutely. Because, one of another type of misnomer here is that, hey, when you are 100% disabled, you can no longer work, right? So obviously you kind of just distinguished that those are two separate classifications. And now how can veterans make sure if they were intending on still working and they wanted to be 100% permanent and total, that they will not be considered for the individual unemployability?
Well, again, being able to go after your benefits based on a schedular basis, okay? What does that mean? That exactly means, again, being 100% based upon the injuries that were applied to yourself, where unfortunately, again, you have gotten so banged up and to the point where your body is receiving chronic pain, you're having mental illness, you're having, again, hearing issues, it's just whatever, right? To the point where, again, where you can no longer be able to survive without the chronicity of issues, right? Now you're able to get to the 100% because it is all equated over the VA math level of 100%. And again, when we talk about VA math, again, that's another component that we must uncover. But typically, again, it's just a component that's in the way of your 100% rating. But again, understanding how to navigate that, again, get the assistance that's needed. Get the assistance that's needed because it's not so easy as people want to tell. Oh, you need 200% to be able to get 100%. It's not that simple. It's different for everyone, okay? Based upon the percentages, based upon bilateral factors, based upon if it's a disease, but it's so many different that constitutes to that. But I will tell you this, again, being able to focus on your strategy and what happened in service, that will get you there. Okay, that's what gets you there.
No, absolutely. And you kind of cleared up a question that I had, right? Because we're talking about the VA math and we're looking at trying to get it on the basis of the scheduler. It's like, hey, well, I'm 50% for headaches. I'm 30% for a foot issue. I'm 70% for mental health, right? And it's like, okay, well, but I'm only at 90%, right? And sometimes veterans think that, hey, I need to get 200% on the scheduler in order to get 100%. So that's not true there, right? It can, like you said, it's different for each veteran. It can be at 170% versus, or somebody else, it may take 210.
Yeah, like I said, it really depends because you can have 3 high value issues and it's 100% there, and it doesn't equate to that much. It really depends. You can have one issue at 100% rating and it's only 100%. Okay, so it varies for each veteran. Now, going through the necessary development to action plans on how to get there, that's going to be totally up to your file, your military service. Okay, and I'll tell you right now, veterans who enter service and was discharged medically or was received a general discharge and got out early, you guys are not exempt either. Okay, you can be able to receive those benefits as well. So don't take this as something that you don't have the offering. But again, check out the ebooks that could be able to support your pathway there.
Absolutely. Definitely a very good guide there. And now when you're applying for service connection, obviously some veterans may get denied and they are required to apply more than once, right? And so there's some different type of appeal processes that veterans could enter into based on different factors there. So now if a veteran applied and they had some conditions denied, what would you usually recommend? And can we just kind of talk about the different types of appeal processes that they could potentially pursue there?
Great question. When we talk about appeals, veterans, there are several appeal processes. However, the appeals process is going to depend on your case file. Okay, it's not necessarily it's not a one-stop shop or cookie cutter type of event. No. There may be a reason to take a supplemental pathway. There may be a reason to take a higher level review, or even if it got to the Board of Veterans of Appeals, where you're appealing it with the BVA in Washington, D.C. with a law judge. Okay, so when we talk about that, it really depends. Okay. But I'll tell you this, there's going to be those three factors in how you're going to be able to appeal. There's going to be a supplemental aspect component of it, and that's where you're going to need additional evidence, okay, new and relevant evidence that's going to be able to get you access to that appeal. And then you're also going to need when you talk about a high level review, high level review is going to be able to have decision officers, right? Take a look at your file and re-review it based with the evidence that's already, and also basically re-reviewing your file with the evidence that has already been submitted. And then we have the BVA, the Board of Veterans of Appeals. That's a doozy. That's a special one. That one there. That is going to take a longer video, but I'll tell you this, that process there, there's so many different components that we want to take a look into. This is where, when we talk about the buddy statements, when we talk about the informal conferences, when we talk about all the applications to be able to apply to support your claim, we're going to need to pull out all the stops here. Okay. But it all depends in regards to your case file. So honestly, you would need to get the support that you need to be able to kind of uncover that.
Absolutely. So now when applying, whether it's for initial claim or for denied conditions, veterans sometimes may need help when applying for service connection. So there are a few options, right? You could go through a VSO, you can go through different lawyers, or you can go through a different consulting, or even different educational guides that you can pursue as well. So now, what should veterans be looking for when choosing someone to help them with their claim?
Are you accessible? Are you accessible? Can I reach you when I need you?